All right, welcome everyone to our 2025 Sakai Virtual Conference. Thank you so much for being here. We've got a great day planned, and I hope everybody is looking forward to learning lots of stuff and sharing and networking with your peers. So I'm very excited to have everybody here today. And I'm Dr. Wilma Hodges. I'm the Sakai Community Coordinator, and I also work for Longsight as the Director of Training and E-Learning Initiatives. I know most folks, but in case you don't know me, that's who I am. Um, so just a few general conference tips before we get going. We are going to be recording all of the presentations. So please keep your microphone and your camera unless you're presenting or there'll be a discussion, birds of a feather at the end of the day. You can unmute for that. But good part, let's keep those muted so that we don't distract from the presenters and for the recording later that will be on YouTube. Um, I recommend using a headset with a microphone to avoid audio feedback. If you do have just like your speakers from your computer, you might want to mute yourself so you don't get any kind of feedback when you talk. I do have some additional tips and information in the attendee FAQ in the conference site on Tri-Sakai. So if you haven't looked through that, please do. And today, just to make things easy, we're going to be using the same Zoom meeting room all day long. So I'm just going to leave it running the whole day. I'll turn the recorder on and off, but it will be the same link. So if you want to, get up and get a cup of coffee or whatever, just mute yourself and leave the Zoom running. Feel free to do that. You can come and go as you like throughout the day. We'll be hosting all of the sessions here, but we will have our same start times and end times. So like during the breaks and stuff, there's not going to be anything planned. You can feel free to chat with folks in Zoom if you like during those break times, but we won't have any formal programming. Um, and let's see. I do want to thank all of our lovely sponsors. So, Learning Experiences, Longsight, EDF, and Pull Everywhere are our sponsors again this year. So, a big thank you to all of them to make this event possible and to sponsor things like the Zoom that we're using right now and the website. And also the prizes and swag that you guys have gotten. So hopefully, most of you, if you're registered early enough, you probably have received your conference swag already. I'm wearing my conference t-shirt. I don't know if you can see it there. And I also I have my Sakaiger, whoops, there it goes, the virtual background, my Sakaiger mug. Um, so hopefully you've gotten your swag already. If you registered a little bit closer to the event, you may not have gotten it yet. So it usually takes 2 to 3 weeks, depending where you are. We have some international folks attending, so sometimes those international shipping takes a little bit longer. But if you haven't received your stuff by the end of the month, let me know and I will check on it. Um, I see a few of you in the chat saying that you got your stuff. And you got the flip-flops. Cool. Yeah, that was a new addition this year is the flip-flops. We thought since we're doing a summertime conference, we normally do this event in November, but since we're doing it in the summer this term, I thought it was something seasonal would be fun for the swag. So anyway, hopefully you will have received it already or will receive it soon if you registered very recently. So we are having another prize drawing again later in the day. At the end of the day, we'll do the drawing. But Poll Everywhere, that's our audience participation application. They're giving away 2 free individual educator accounts. So if you want to be entered into that drawing, it's not automatic because I didn't want to put people in if they had no interest or didn't already had something that they used. So we have a link here. If you go to this bit.ly SVC25 poll EV drawing, if you go to that link, there's just a quick little form for your name and your email address. And that's just for me to do the drawing. It's not like for advertising or anything like that. So based on whoever signs up for that throughout the day, at the end of the day today, we'll do a random draw from that list. and that will be our two winners for the Poll Everywhere application. You'll get an account, basically. It's an online account you can use for a year. But we'll be using it throughout the conference a little bit, so you'll get to see it in action if you haven't already. And you can go to that link, or you can also use the QR code there to get to that form to sign up. So just briefly, I just want to go over the agenda. You probably have already seen it, but we'll just kind of review it for everybody. So right now we're in our welcome here, and then we're going to transition straight into my favorite, 5 favorite new things in Sakai 25. So that'll be my opening presentation. And then after that, we'll have a short break. And then we'll come back at 10:45 for the lightning talks. So we have 5 great topics there. We've got some Microsoft Teams. We're going to also talk about optimizing performance with course retention policies. We're going to hear a little more about the new Turnitin LTI. We're going to talk about SCORM in Sakai, and then also a little bit about VS Code from some of our friends at EDF. So the lightning talks should be a lot of fun. They're fast-paced, so make sure you're there. You might miss it because each of these talks is about eight minutes per session, and then we'll have like a minute to ask questions. So they go fast, but they're always a lot of fun. And then 11:45, we have a presentation from Loyola University Chicago on optimizing course design and lesson planning. Then we'll have a short lunch break. Nothing planned during the lunch break, so you can go, get some coffee, have a sandwich, whatever, get up from your computer. And then we'll come back at 12:45 for some trivia. Will be prizes, so our best trivia folks, get ready because there's always prizes for that. And then in the afternoon, Christina's going to take us on a little bit of a QA bug hunt. And then we'll have another presentation from Loyola on reflective quest for faculty development. That should be really useful for folks that are looking for tips. And then Earl Nichel is going to be talking to us about the search tool in Sakai. For those of you who haven't used search, it's got a lot of potential, and we're looking to make it even better. So that will be at 2:30. And then following that, I will be leading a short birds of a feather discussion about AI and Sakai. So that'll be your participatory session where you'll have a chance to, interact and tell us what you think, what things you'd like to see, that kind of thing. So that's going to be a very participatory type of session. And then we have our prizes and wrap up at the end of the day, and we're all done. So that's our agenda. Hopefully you can hang with us for most of the day. I know that sometimes things pop up, so if you have to hop out and hop back in later, that's totally fine. Like I said, we're going to use the same Zoom room all day, so if you want to just mute yourself and go away from your computer for a little while, feel free. They are being recorded, so you can always catch up later. So first, I'd like to start off with a few icebreakers, and you can get to these on the web if you go to this URL, or you can go to the QR code. And I have to go activate the account or the activity. So let me just do that really quickly. Gotta sign in. Okay. Let me go to my activity. So this is just a fun little icebreaker. So let me activate this one. From where are you joining us? Okay. All right. So if you go to that link, you should be able to join. And then there we go. Yeah. People are popping up on the map all over. So just kind of to give a visual, we are a very international community. So it's always fun to see the places where people are joining from. So I see we've got several in the US, which is expected. We also have a few over here in Europe. Looks like maybe Spain and the Netherlands. Some folks from Ghana, I believe there was a group from University of Ghana joining. So, so you can see we have kind of a widespread community there. So that's always a lot of fun. So I'll give you guys just another minute to pick your spot on the map. I don't know if I can participate. No, I don't think I can since I'm running it. But mine would be right there over Florida. That's where I'm from. So, just imagine a little green dot for Wilma over the Florida Peninsula there. And hopefully the weather will cooperate today. We're supposed to be seeing quite a bit of rain. So, I'm hoping we don't have any power fluctuations. That's never fun. Um, all right, great. So thanks for sharing your location. And I'm going to deactivate this one. And let me go back to our next activity, which is also an icebreaker. Let me go ahead and activate that one. All right, so that is there we go. Our virtual conference Wordle. So basically, what would you like to get out of today? You can enter a short word or two or a phrase to kind of share with the group what you would like to learn. Obviously, Sakai features greatly in that. Insight, ideas, features, community updates, management, knowledge, learn, innovative. All right, excellent. So I am hoping that we can address most or all of these throughout the day. So hopefully you'll get something, a nice takeaway that you can apply later in your day-to-day Sakai work. So, all right, awesome. Thank you guys. So let me go ahead and I'm going to deactivate it now. But thanks for participating in that. And thank you again for joining today. I hope you enjoy the conference, and I'm going to transition right into my session without a break because we actually are running just a touch over time. So let me exit out of our welcome slides.